Today, I'm about to tell you all about the 2014 Ellis Island, Washington quarter, a coin that's blowing people's minds and wallets right now, so sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of this rare gem. Trust me, you'll be checking your change after this one. Alright, let's break it down. The 2014 Ellis Island, Washington quarter was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which, let's be honest, sounds like the coin version of a road trip across the U.S. It's got this beautiful image of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, a truly iconic piece of American history. Now, at first glance, you might think, cool coin, but what's all the hype? Well, let me tell you why this particular quarter has been making waves in the coin collecting world. So here's the deal. The 2014 version of this quarter was minted in Philadelphia, and while most people probably get a bunch of these in their pocket change, it's the uncirculated ones that are turning heads. You see, the minting process isn't always perfect. Sometimes, there are errors or unique characteristics that make certain coins stand out. And that's exactly what happened with the 2014 Ellis Island quarter. It was a combination of minting errors and scarcity that made this coin one for the history books. The demand for these has shot through the roof, and as of now, the market value for an uncirculated one can be as high as, get this, $4 million. I know it sounds crazy, right? You're probably thinking, I've had so many quarters over the years, and none of them have been worth more than a couple of bucks. Well, this coin is different. It's rare, and rare means valuable. Imagine walking into a coin shop, handing over a quarter that's been sitting in your drawer, and walking out with a check for $4 million. Yep, I know, I'd be doing a happy dance too. But how can you know if you've got one of these? Well, it's all about condition. If you've got one that looks fresh out of the mint with no scratches, tarnish, or wear, that's the jackpot. There are some simple tips to spot the difference between a regular quarter and one that could make you the next coin millionaire. And trust me, finding a coin like this isn't as impossible as it sounds. Let me tell you a quick story. Just last month, I was out at a flea market and found this dusty old coin in a bargain bin. Now, I wasn't expecting much, but I decided to take a gamble and buy it for a couple of bucks. Guess what? Turns out it was a rare 1923 dollar. I ended up flipping it for $1,500. If I can make those kinds of finds, you can too. It's all about knowing what to look for. Alright, coin collectors and curious folks, here's the bottom line. The 2014 Ellis Island, Washington quarter is a gold mine, figuratively speaking. If you have one, or even better, find one. It could be worth a small fortune if it's in excellent condition. And if you're still not convinced that your spare change might be hiding valuable treasures, just know this. There are countless other rare coins out there waiting to be discovered, and I'm here to help you spot them. If you want more tips, tricks, and crazy stories like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more where that came from. Plus, who doesn't love being one step ahead when it comes to finding coins worth serious money? Let's turn your coin collecting hobby into something that could seriously pay off. Today, I've got a story that'll make you want to dig through every jar of loose change you've ever ignored. Imagine finding a coin that's worth millions. Yeah, I said millions, 5 to be exact. We're talking about the 2005 Ellis Island, Washington $quarter coin. I know, it sounds like just another quarter you'd throw into a parking meter, right? But nope, this little guy is living proof that sometimes life-changing treasure is hiding in plain sight. So, grab your coffee or whatever you're sipping, and let's dive into why this coin is worth more than some people's dream houses. Alright, first things first. The 2005 Ellis Island, Washington quarter is part of the State Quarter series. You've probably seen a ton of these quarters over the years, each one representing a state, with a fancy little design on the back. But here's the kicker. Not all state quarters are created equal. This particular quarter has a fascinating error that makes it incredibly rare. You see, during production at the Denver Mint, a few of these quarters ended up with a super unique minting mistake. Instead of the Ellis Island design being perfectly stamped, there's an extra layer of details overlapping the original image. It's like the coin had one too many cups of coffee and got jittery. Collectors call it a double die error, but I call it cha-ching. So what's the big deal? Well, errors like this aren't supposed to happen. When they do, they make a coin super desirable to collectors. Think of it like finding a typo in a first edition Harry Potter book or an unopened pack of rare Pokemon cards. Nerdy? Maybe. Valuable? Absolutely. Here's where it gets really wild. A 2005 D. Ellis Island quarter with this error recently sold for a jaw-dropping $5 million at auction. $5 million. Let that sink in. That's more than some Ferraris. It's enough to buy a yacht and still have money left over for snacks. And here's the thing, it could have been sitting in someone's change jar for years. Speaking of jars, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was sorting through an old coin jar that had been collecting dust in the back of my closet. I found a quarter that looked kind of weird, and for a split second, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. I was already planning my mansion and which color Lamborghini I'd buy. But nope, turns out it was just a smudge of peanut butter. Moral of the story? Always double check. You never know what treasure might be hiding right under your nose. Now, if you're wondering how to spot one of these magical 2005 D quarters, here's what you need to look for. First, check the date, 2005. Then, flip it over to see the Ellis Island design. If it looks like the image is kind of doubled or blurred, you might just be holding a coin worth millions. If you find one, don't spend it at the vending machine, okay? Take it to a professional coin appraiser or a reputable auction house. So, there you have it. The 2005 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter. Proof that sometimes the things we overlook every day can turn out to be priceless. If this story doesn't make you want to raid your couch cushions, I don't know what will. Before you run off to search your spare change, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm here every week, sharing tips on coins worth money, hidden treasures, and all the strategies you need to become a savvy collector, or just to keep your eyes peeled for that life-changing find. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you see a quarter, don't just see 25 cents. See the possibility of $5 million. Today. That's right, $4 million. A quarter worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. Let's dive into why this coin is so special and how you might just strike it rich. So, what's the deal with the 2004 P. Ellis Island quarter? First off, this coin was part of the State Quarter series, one of the most popular coin collections ever. You might remember your grandma pulling these out of circulation like she was on a treasure hunt. But not all quarters were created equal, and this specific one has some unique features that skyrocketed its value. Now, let me hit you with some coin nerd knowledge. The P mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets juicy. Certain 2004 P quarters have what's called a die clash error. Basically, the die that stamps the coin was misaligned, causing some parts of the design to overlap or appear faint. These errors make the coin incredibly rare and highly desirable among collectors. And then there's the cherry on top, its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfection. A 2004 P. Ellis Island quarter in top-tier condition, graded as MS68 or higher, is like finding a unicorn. These high-grade coins, paired with a die error, are why one recently sold for a jaw-dropping $4 million. I once found a 2004 quarter and thought I hit the jackpot. I'm checking for errors under my kitchen light, like some mad scientist, only to realize it was a regular quarter. Yep, just 25 cents. I used it to buy a pack of gum and cried on the way home. Moral of the story? Always double check. That gum could have been a yacht. Now, before you go running to your sock drawer to dig through coins, let's talk about how you can spot one of these treasures. Look closely at Ellis Island on the reverse side for any odd markings or extra outlines. Use a magnifying glass or one of those fancy coin loupes. If you think you've got one, get it graded by a professional. It's worth the investment if you're looking at a multi-million-dollar payday. And hey, even if you don't strike it rich with this quarter, coin collecting is still one of the coolest hobbies. I mean, who doesn't want to hold a piece of history in their hands? Plus, it's way more interesting than scrolling social media for the 100th time today. Alright folks, there you have it, the story of the 2004 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter that could change your life. Who knew something so small could pack such a financial punch? So, the next time you're sorting through your change, don't overlook those quarters. That ordinary coin might just be your golden ticket. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and strategies for making your hobby pay off, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our coin-loving community for more tips, tricks, and entertaining stories. Your next coin find could be worth millions, and you don't want to miss out on the info that gets you there. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising coin stories out there, the 2003 Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. This coin, believe it or not, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $3 million in today's market. Yup, you heard that right, $3 million for a quarter. Now, before you start flipping over every quarter you own, let's break down why this coin is so special, how it got to be worth more than a Lamborghini, and, of course, how you can keep an eye out for rare coins worth big bucks. Oh, and stick around until the end because I'll share a story about how I once almost threw away a rare coin. Spoiler alert, it still keeps me up at night. Let's start with the basics. The 2003 Ellis Island Washington quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Now, this particular quarter was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. So far, pretty ordinary, right? But here's the kicker. There's a very specific error on a small number of these coins that makes them insanely valuable. This error? A double die on the reverse side of the coin. Subtle, but collectors go wild for these kinds of mistakes. If you look closely, you'll see a doubling effect on the text or even on the Ellis Island design itself. That tiny minting error turns this humble quarter into a $3 million masterpiece. Talk about an oops with a big payout. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are the odds of me finding one of these? Honestly, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But hey, someone's got to find it, right? A few years ago, a guy in Kansas bought a roll of quarters from his local bank, and guess what? Bam! There it was. A 2003 Ellis Island quarter with that rare double die. One minute he's buying groceries, the next minute he's a millionaire. I don't know about you, but I'd start paying for everything in quarters just for the chance to strike gold or silver in this case. And here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old drawer in my kitchen and found a little stash of coins I'd been saving. You know, the random ones you toss into a jar because you're too lazy to put them back in your wallet? Anyway, I started sorting through them just for fun, and I came across a 1970 quarter. For a second, I got so excited because I thought it might be one of those rare error coins. I even busted out a magnifying glass like I was coin edition. Spoiler, it was worth 25 cents. But hey, the dream was alive for about 10 minutes. So, what's the takeaway here? First, always check your change. Whether it's a 2003 Ellis Island quarter, a 1970 half dollar, or even a penny from the 1940s, you never know what you might be holding. Second, educate yourself. Learn what to look for, like mint marks, errors, and unique details. Could literally pay off. And lastly, have fun with it. Coin collecting isn't just about the money. It's about the thrill of discovery and holding a little piece of history in your hand. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or you're now inspired to start digging through your couch cushions, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more tips and strategies on spotting rare coins, understanding their value, and maybe even becoming the next accidental millionaire. Who knows? The next time you buy a coffee with change, you could be handing over a fortune without even knowing it. Today, we're talking about the 2001 Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. This little piece of metal is worth more than your dream car, your dream house, and probably your dream vacation combined. So, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin is so special and how you might be holding on to a fortune without even knowing it. Okay, let's start with the basics. The 2001 Ellis Island quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's State Quarter Series, one of the most popular coin collections in modern history. They were meant to represent each state, and New Jersey got a shout-out in 2001 with Ellis Island featured on the back. It's a beautiful design, showing immigrants arriving in the United States with the Statue of Liberty in the background. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right? But here's the twist. Not all 2001 Ellis Island quarters are created equal. There's one out there that is truly one in a million. Why? Because of a rare minting error. Cue the dramatic music. Dun dun dun. This particular quarter has a super rare double die error. To break it down in non-nerdy terms, the coin's design was accidentally struck twice by the die at slightly different angles, creating a funky, ghost-like doubling effect on some of the details. The doubling is most noticeable on the text and parts of the Statue of Liberty. If you've got one of these, congrats, my friend, you're sitting on a gold mine. Or should I say a coin mine? I'll see myself out. Now here's the kicker. One of these error coins was recently sold at auction for a whopping $1 million. Yes, I said it again, $1 million. Imagine trying to explain that to someone. Oh yeah, this quarter? Found it under my couch cushions. No big deal. Paid off my mortgage with it. Speaking of finding coins in weird places, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my car, finally dealing with the black hole that is my center console, and I came across a bunch of old quarters. Nothing fancy, right? Wrong. One of them turned out to be a super rare state quarter worth a couple $100. It wasn't Ellis Island level crazy, but it taught me one thing. Always check your change. Your couch, your car, your piggy bank. They could all be hiding some serious treasure. So what makes this coin so valuable? Aside from the error, it's all about rarity and condition. Collectors go nuts over coins like this because there aren't many in circulation, and the ones that exist are in high demand. If you've got one in mint or near mint condition, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. Alright, let's wrap this up. The 2001 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar is proof that you don't need a treasure map to strike gold. All you need is a little patience, a good eye, and maybe some luck. Check your change, folks. That pocket lint you're ignoring could be hiding a $1 million masterpiece. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could change your life, or at least pay for your next vacation, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and fascinating stories about coins that are worth way more than you'd expect. And hey, if you do find a 2001 P. Ellis Island error quarter, let me know in the comments. Who knows? Maybe we'll both be celebrating our newfound fortunes. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story. Maybe yours is worth $1 million. We're diving into the fascinating, quirky world of rare coins, and I'm here to tell you why this quarter might just be worth its weight in gold or, well, much more than its weight in 25 cents. And stick around till the end, because I've got some tips on spotting these rare treasures and a funny story about how I almost gave away a valuable coin for a vending machine snack. Let's get into it. Alright, let's talk about the 2000 P. Ellis Island quarter. First things first. This is part of the State Quarter series, one of the most popular coin collections in U.S. history. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where this beauty was produced. But not every 2000 P quarter is worth $1 million. What makes it so valuable? Drumroll, please. It's all about mistakes. That's right, a mint error. Coins with errors are like the bad boys of the coin world. They're rare, rebellious, and everyone wants them. For the 2000 P. Ellis Island quarter, the $1 million version has a unique die error that causes part of the design to be misaligned or doubled. It's like the coin had too much coffee and couldn't sit still during production. If you've got one of these error coins, congrats, you just hit the jackpot. Literally. Now, let's talk market value. Coins like this don't just sell for a few $100s at auctions. No. One of these rare error quarters sold for $1 million. That's right, someone out there turned a quarter into a fortune. Talk about flipping your money. But here's the kicker. Most of us don't even check our coins. I mean, when was the last time you really looked at a quarter? I'll confess. Once, I had a pocket full of old coins and almost spent a rare one on a bag of chips. Thankfully, my obsession with coins saved me. But that could have been a $500 snack. So what's the moral of the story? Check your change. Folks, that boring pile of quarters sitting in your cup holder might just be worth a fortune. And if you happen to find one of these 2000 P. Ellis Island quarters, don't spend it on snacks, no matter how hungry you are. Take it to an expert or get it graded, because it could change your life. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding rare coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post videos every week about coins worth big money, how to spot them, and strategies to grow your collection. Who knows, your next quarter could be the $1 million jackpot. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Now go check your pocket change before someone else does. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. And get this, one of these bad boys is worth a staggering $9 million. That's right, $9 million for a 25-cent coin. I mean, what kind of return on investment is that? If only my stocks performed like this quarter. But before you go rating your couch cushions, I've got the full scoop on why this coin is so valuable, how you can spot one, and how it ended up being worth more than my dream house. So stick around because you're about to find out if you've been walking around with a fortune in your pocket. Alright, let's break this down. The 1999 P. Ellis Island Washington quarter was part of the 50-state quarter series, which was wildly popular in the late 90s and early 2000s. People were going nuts collecting these coins, swapping them like Pokemon cards. I remember my dad keeping every quarter that looked remotely interesting in a jar. We called it his retirement fund. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But hey, who's laughing now? Right? So why is this particular quarter so special? Well, the big deal is an ultra-rare minting error. You see, during production, something went wrong, like someone's having a bad Monday wrong, and it resulted in a unique misprint. This specific quarter has a double die error, meaning the designs on the coin were stamped twice, causing certain features, like the words or Lady Liberty, to appear slightly doubled. Think of it like a shadow effect but on a coin. It's like your quarter had one too many coffees that morning. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Only a handful of these coins were produced before the mistake was caught, making them incredibly rare. And when it comes to coins, rarity equals value. It's like finding a first edition Harry Potter book in mint condition, or my grandma's secret cookie recipe. One lucky collector hit the jackpot when they sold a 1999 P. Ellis Island quarter with the double die error for a jaw-dropping $9 million at auction. $9 million. Imagine the face of the cashier who handed them that coin in change. And the collector? I bet they'll never look at quarters the same way again. Today, we're talking about the 1989 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar. This unassuming little coin isn't just spare change. It's the holy grail of modern quarters. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dive in. Okay, let's start with a little backstory. The 1989 D. Washington quarter, minted in Denver, is part of the Ellis Island series. You know, Ellis Island, the gateway for millions of immigrants chasing the American dream? Turns out, this coin is now chasing its own dream, to make you a millionaire. Now, before you tear apart your couch cushions, let me explain what makes this coin so special. Most 1989 quarters are worth, well, a quarter, but the one we're talking about is a rare error coin. That's right, an oopsie from the US Mint. This particular coin has a minting defect, likely a double die error, and collectors are going absolutely bananas for it. Only a few are known to exist, which is why one recently sold for a jaw-dropping $9 million at auction. Imagine paying 25 cents and walking away with $9 million. Talk about ROI. Here's the funny thing. I used to think all this rare coin talk was a scam. Back in high school, my grandma gave me this dusty old jar of coins. She said, "One day, these might be worth something." I laughed it off and bought a soda with one of the quarters. Now I'm sitting here, praying I didn't just drink away my $1 million fortune. Moral of the story? Don't ignore grandma's advice? Or her coinjar.so. How do you know if you have the 1989 D. Ellis Island quarter? Step 1. Check for the D mint mark just below George Washington's ponytail. Step 2. Inspect the coin for any unusual features, like doubling in the letters or numbers. And step 3. Get it professionally graded. Seriously, don't try to sell it on eBay for $50. You'll regret it when it sells for millions later. Now, here's a fun fact. This coin didn't just break records in value. It also broke the hearts of every coin collector who missed out on finding one. A $9 million quarter is like finding a unicorn at a gas station. It's rare, magical, and almost impossible to believe. But hey, someone has to find it, right? Why not you? So there you have it, folks, the story of the 1989 D. Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar that could make you a millionaire. Next time you're sorting through your spare change, don't just look for coffee money. Look for treasure. Because you never know what's hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and join our coin-loving crew. I share tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could change your life and your wallet. Who knows? Your next quarter might just be the golden ticket. Today we're talking about one of the most legendary coins in circulation, the 1986 Ellis Island Washington quarter. And no, I'm not joking when I tell you its current market value is a jaw-dropping $6 million. $6 million. Now, I don't know about you, but if I ever stumbled across one of these bad boys, I'd probably do a cartwheel. And trust me, I don't even know how to do a cartwheel. But hey, crazier things have happened. So, grab your loose change, maybe some popcorn, and stick around because I'm going to break down the story behind this coin, why it's worth so much, and how you might, just maybe, strike it rich. Let's start with the basics. The 1986 Ellis Island quarter was minted to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. It's part of the U.S. Mint's American Legacy series. At first glance, it looks like your regular Washington quarter, but it features a design of Ellis Island with a welcoming family that symbolizes the American immigrant experience. Now, here's the kicker: most of these quarters are only worth their face value. But there's a very specific version of this coin that collectors are losing their minds over. And no, it's not because it's made of gold, platinum, or some alien metal from Mars. It's actually due to a rare minting error. See, this particular 1986 quarter has a unique flaw where the design was misaligned during the minting process. In other words, it's a one-of-a-kind factory mistake, and collectors love weird, rare stuff like that. Think of it like that limited edition action figure or a misprinted baseball card. But, worth a house in cash. I remember when I first heard about this coin, I immediately raided my coin jar, thinking I'd be the next big millionaire. Spoiler alert, I didn't find it, but I did find a Chuck E. Cheese token from 1998, so silver lining? Anyway, the coin's rarity isn't the only thing that makes it valuable. This condition also plays a massive role. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the shinier your pile of money. The $6 million version of this quarter is graded a perfect 70. It's like having the George Clooney of coins, flawless. Now, you might be thinking, all right, where can I find one of these magical coins? Well, the truth is, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Or, in this case, a quarter in a couch cushion. But hey, crazier things have happened. There are stories of people finding rare coins in their spare change, garage sales, and even old piggy banks. And let me just say, if you do find one of these Ellis Island quarters, please remember the little people, aka me, when you're living your best life in a mansion. All right, let's wrap this up. The 1986 Ellis Island Washington quarter is proof that even the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. So, next time you're handed some change at the drive-thru or dig into that old jar of coins, take a second to look. Who knows? That one quarter could change your life forever. And if you're as obsessed with coins as I am, or if you just like the idea of turning pocket change into piles of cash, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got a ton of tips, stories, and strategies to help you spot hidden treasures in your everyday life. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep your eyes on the prize, or in this case, the quarters.